Hello friends, this is Ifa. Welcome to this video. Here we will talk about 3 different weekly spread layouts that I mostly use in my bullet journal. If you don't know, I have a Patreon page where I put designed printables such as sticker sheets, journaling kits, my cover pages, wallpapers, calendars, and lots more. I will use these printables in the weekly spreads just to save my time on drawing more illustration that I already have for my patrons. So let's get started. So the first one is spreaded into 2 pages with a simple decoration. I'm going to make 4 boxes each in a page, so that means there should be 8 boxes in these 2 pages. I left 3 grids in the top and the bottom and 2 grids in the both sides. I also spaced 2 grids for each header area. I like not to use scales in general in my spreads because I like the rough edges of boxes, or I like how it looks more personal when I make these straight lines. You can use a scale if you need one. Honestly, that's just your preference and that's how you want your spreads to look like, so it doesn't matter if you use a scale or not. As this is my second weekly of April, I have started from 9th, which is Sunday, to the next Saturday. I left the right bottom corners, as you can see here, for the decoration or the illustration I usually add. Sometimes there are colors or illustration that goes with my theme, and I do this just to maintain the theme for the month. I used this punchy pink shade which wasn't in my scheme before, so I just covered it up with some spare pages from the other notebook which I used before. I also saved the pages from the cutouts from any Dutch door spreads. If you don't know what I'm referring to, you'll get to know about it in the next few moments. I used a roller adhesive to add this print and used some washi tapes in the corner of the spread, and it took me less than 5 minutes to finish this weekly spread. So the second layout I'm going for is a Dutch door spread. In this spread, I have more spaces to write and plan for different things. As we have only 2 pages, that won't be enough for me to handle my schedule in the 3rd week, which always have been more busier than the previous weeks. So here comes the Dutch door spread where I will cut off less half of the right page. What this does is just make a little more room for my tasks and also make these 3-page log together into a separate weekly log. I always save these cutouts in the back pocket to use them whenever I need to cover up any mistake. After cutting the edges, it left very sharp corners, so I rounded the corners to save myself from paper cuts. As we can see here, I'm making a larger boxes for each day. I also spaced a full column to write my important tasks and details of each task. I will write those weekly tasks that I need to finish within this week and planning in this one column that can be seen from both of these spreads, and it makes more useful by not flipping the pages over and over again. In the empty left space, I'm going to draw some sakura or cherry blossoms and add a memo from the printables so that I can write some notes here, which can also be seen from the both spreads. I left a space for the last box area just to plan my week. As I didn't make any brain dump or thoughts page here in this month, so it may help me to write my thoughts here. And that's the classic Dutch door spread. So the last spread I'm going to make is more spaces with time blocks. At first I'm making a tab, which is totally unnecessary of course, but I thought I should keep all the days of this last week together. I rounded up the corner as well here not to injure my hands and started drawing the boxes. So the boxes here I'm going for each day is 21 to 24 grids vertically and 12 grids horizontally. So this is huge, right? 2 years back when I used to use these time blocks, I always make more narrow and structured boxes, which tends to squeeze the space for writing each task, as it's a time block layout. By time blocks, I meant that I will add the time like 6 a.m., 7 a.m., then 8 a.m., and so on. So you'll get to see it as a demo very soon. I like the styles of floating boxes here because I didn't want to put hard structured layout and less spaces for the doodles and washi tapes, so that these whole spread come together and make it cohesive with my whole theme. I don't know why, but neither I like this memo floating on the layout here, nor I dislike it. So yeah. To decorate the tab, I used my washi samples, which I made for my patrons on Patron Printable, here just to make it more visible. I cannot show you all the time blocks that I will write because it changes time to time. If I put consistent timing, that might end up useless because sometimes I really don't follow any routine and don't do any task time to time, so I want to write them when I schedule my day with my task list. I think it makes sense because we don't know what's going to happen in the last few days of April. I don't know what's going to be my schedule for the last few days of April. The first weekly took me less than 5 minutes to finish, and the rest were a bit long as I had to put too many elements and doodles here and there. You can make them according to your need, of course. That's what we love about the bullet journaling method. So for a demo purpose, I will show you how usually I time block my weeklies. I wrote 6 a.m. to 12 p.m. and 2 p.m. to 12 a.m. and left one grid in between each of the times to represent the odd timelines. So that's it for the last page, and here is my first weekly spread that I made with my monthly setup. I hope you like my go-to weekly logs ideas. I wanted to share my updated weekly spreads with you all so that you can use these ideas as your own layouts. You can use these layouts with or without any kind of theme. You can do it according to your need. You can make these spreads minimal or more art heavy. That's totally up to you. The first previous weekly spreads I made for the previous months are in my Instagram account. You can find me on Instagram and TikTok as tritopus_. I generally post the making process of reels here, so I hope you like them and also hope you like this video as well. If you do, please give it a like and consider subscribing if you haven't already. Also turn on the notification bell so that you don't miss any of my content in future. If you have missed my monthly setup video, click on this video to watch and get inspired. So that's it. Bye friends.